وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُّدَّكِرٍ.
Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. Welcome to the last part of Lesson 4 of Book 1. We are on page 26 and we have one last exercise left to cover in this lesson, which is exercise number 4. We need to fill in the blanks with one of the 4 harf jar type words that we have learned, which are min, which means from, ila is to, fi is in, and ala is on. The first sentence is starting with ism al-kitabu and ending with ism al-maktabi. Notice I'm reading the ism coming after the blank as majroor because we know one of the harf jar will go before it. Any of these harf will make the following ism majroor. What do you think can go in between al-kitabu and al-maktabi? The book can be on the desk, right? So we should put ala in the blank and the sentence will become Al-kitabu ala al-maktabi. The book is on the desk. Al-kitabu ala al-maktabi. This is the jumla ismiya. The mubtada is al-kitabu, which is marfu' as expected, and ala al-maktabi is jar majroor, shibhu jumla type khabar. The second one is at-talibu blank and al-fasli, the student and the classroom. We should put in the blank. So it will be at-talibu fil fasli. The student is in the classroom. At-talibu fil fasli. Another jumla ismiya here. At-talibu is the mubtada and fil fasli is harf jar and ism majroor. That is jar wa majroor shibhu jumla type khabar. Third sentence. ذهب حامد. Hamid went, then blank. And after that, we've got al-jami'ati, the university. What should we put in this blank? Ila, right? So our sentence will be ذهب حامد إلى الجامعة. Hamid went to the university. ذهب حامد إلى الجامعة. Now, where is the mubtada here? Well, I hope that you didn't fall for my tricky question, because this is not an ismiya sentence. This is in fact jumla fi'liya, so we should not be looking for mubtada here. But instead, we ought to be looking for fi'l and fa'il. So what is the fi'l of the sentence? ذهب, right? That is why this is the fi'liya sentence in the first place, because this sentence is starting from fi'l. Now, which ism is the fa'il? Hamidun. Very good. Then we can say the rest is just a jar majroor phrase giving more detail about the action ذهب. The fourth sentence. خرج المدير blank المدرسة. The principal came out, then we've got the school after the blank. Which harf jar do we want to use with the fi'l خرج, came out? Min, right? So the sentence will be خرج المدير من المدرسة. The principal came out of the school. خرج المدير من المدرسة. Notice in English we are using of with the verb came out. Came out of the classroom. But in Arabic we use min or from. So خرج من المدرسة literally translates as he came out from the school. Now where is the fa'il here? المدير, right? Fa'il is the doer. And the doer, as we mentioned last time, should be marfu'. Is al-mudiru marfu'? Yes, it is marfu' because it is ending with dhamma. And then comes jar majroor. Just so let you know, we do not expect to see jar majroor in all fi'aliyya sentences. But we should always try to identify the fi'al and the fa'il of the jumla fi'aliyya, even if the fa'il is hidden as we saw in some example sentences. And our last sentence is ذهب محمد blank الصيني, another blank, then الياباني. We have 2 blanks here. Which 2 harf jar do you think we should be using to fill in these blanks? Let me give you a hint. We want to say Muhammad went from China to Japan. So the first blank gets min and the second one gets ila. Together we have ذهب محمد من الصين إلى اليابان. Here we have ذهب as the فعل of the فعلية sentence, and محمد is فاعل. And after that, we have a couple of jar majrur phrases giving more information about the action ذهب. Very good. We are done with this exercise. Next, we have a list of new words. Let's go through them now. I will read them and you try to repeat after me, alright? Let's start. المدرسة, the school. المدرسة. الفصل, the classroom. الفصل. الحمام, the bathroom. الحمام. المرحاض, the restroom. المرحاض. المطبخ, the kitchen. المطبخ. الغرفة, the room. الغرفة. الجامعة, the university. الجامعة. السوق, the market. السوق. اليابان, Japan. اليابان. الصين, China. الصين. الهند, India. الهند. الفلبين, the Philippines. الفلبين. المدير, the principal. المدير. And we have a couple of verbs. ذهب, he went. ذهب. خرج, he went out or he stepped out. خرج. Very nice. And at the bottom of page 26, we have a note saying في, على, من, إلى, من حروف الجر. Al-huruf here is the plural form of harf. So the note is informing us that fi, ala, min, and ila are from the harf jar. They are of the harf jar type words. These are not all of the harf jar. We will learn some more huruful jar in the upcoming lessons, inshallah. With that, we are done with lesson 4. Before we finish, let's quickly summarize what we learned in this lesson. We learned that the ism in Arabic can be either mudhakkar or mu'annath, masculine or feminine. For example, the ism masjidun or al-kalbu are mudhakkar, and the ism such as ghurfatun or al-jami'atu are mu'annath. We learned that if the ism ends with ta marbuta, it is most likely feminine. But we will later see some ism that do not end with ta marbuta and are still mu'annath. Therefore, when we learn a new ism, it's a good idea to find out its gender as well. We also saw some examples of biological mudhakkar and mu'annath ism, which are the names of persons. The example of masculine names are Khalidun, Yasirun, which typically end with tanween. And the feminine names such as Aishatu or Ruqayyatu end with dhamma. But regardless of how these names end, these special ism are treated as ma'rifah, because when we use these ism in a sentence, we already know whom we are talking about. Then we went on to learn about the states of ism. The states are also referred to as cases of ism. The ism in Arabic may be marfu', mansub, or majroor. For example, waladun, waladan, and waladin if the ism is nakira, or al-madrasatu, al-madrasata, and al-madrasati if the ism is ma'rifah, or hamidun, hamidan, and hamidin if it is the masculine name. The neutral or normal state of ism is marfu' state, but the ism can take other states when it interacts with other words in a sentence. We learned about 4 harf type words that make the following ism majroor. That is why these harf are called harf jar. They are fi, ala, min, and ila. For example, fil bayti, in the house, ala al-maktabi, on the desk. من المشرق إلى المغرب. From the east to the west. When we say min aina, we notice aina does not show the sign of being majroor with kasra ending. That is because aina is one of the misbehaving ism type words. In Arabic, we call such ism mabni. Mabni. Mabni ism are fixed and do not change ending in any state. A few friends of aina are ma, man, and mada. All these ism fall under the category of ismul istifham or interrogative ism. I actually want to add a couple of more ism that we already familiar with that are mabni or misbehaving. They are hada and dhalika. For example, min hada means from this. Fi dhalika means in that. You see, the end of these words do not change because they are also mabni or fixed ism. In this lesson, we learned the usage of following 4 dhamir or pronouns. Huwa, he, hiya, she, anta, you, wa, ana, I. These dhamir words are considered ism and they are marfu' and ma'rifa even though they don't have apparent signs. Examples are huwa fil masjidi, hiya ala sariri, ana min as-sini. These are ismiya sentences and dhamir words are coming as mubtada of the sentence. And the khabar of these sentences are jar majroor shibhu jumla type khabar, which is a new type of khabar that we learned about in this lesson. Finally, we touched on fi'liya sentences. The general structure of the verbal sentence is that it starts with fi'l. Then comes fa'il, the doer, which is always marfu' ism. And after that, we may see some more words that provide additional details about the fi'l. For example, ذهب الطالب إلى المدرسة, where ذهب is fi'l, الطالب is the fa'il, and إلى المدرسة is jar majroor, giving more detail about where الطالب went. I hope you found this lesson useful. In the next video, we will start lesson 5 and continue learning important concepts inshallah. Until then, Assalamu alaikum.